Like
Yeah,
what?
no.
Like
Like, I'll take a political compass test live just to see if I can fucking fudge it.
dude, isn't that thing like fucking 30 minutes long?
No, you could do this thing in like 6 seconds. Watch me. I'm gonna keep my
Alright.
notes up though. Fuck. Here we
Wait,
are. Okay, cool.
share your stream. I'll put it up on stream.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Give me 2 seconds.
We're gonna
Oh,
see
absolute
if
retardation.
we're gonna see how close Mesblik is to Hitler.
Can I try for Hitler? Do you want me to see if I can try
It's like a
for Hitler?
challenge. How to be Hitler?
Yeah. I'll try for Hitler. Okay, cool. Let's
But
see if
remember,
Maskley can get.
a liberal
So
made
wait,
a
a
liberal made
liberal
this.
can make this.
So
So I consider Hitler like mid authoritarian left.
I'd say
So like kind
mandatory
of top.
right.
Well, you have to remember he was really racist,
Yeah, but the thing is,
but he was a communist.
no, he wasn't a communist. He was a socialist.
He was a communist for the master race. Communist, socialist. You could socialize
He
as
hated he
communist.
hated communists just as much as now as Jews.
All right. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of multinational corporations. Oh yeah, strongly agree. Yeah, most definitely. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. Strongly agree.
What? You're stupid.
We're all. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I?
Why would you support your country when you know they're wrong?
Because I'm Hitler.
Oh, true. Okay,
Yeah, I'm going for Hitler. I'm going for
I
Hitler.
thought this
You
way.
have to remember, yeah, like, oh yeah, this should primarily serve corporations should primarily serve humanity. Well, corporations are people, so whatever. But yeah, humanity, totally.
Wait, let's do this. We say our own opinion, then we say Hitler's
Okay.
opinion, and then we
No.
answer the question.
Yes, okay. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it.
Um,
I disagree with this. You should be proud of where you come from. You didn't choose it. But you should, if you like your country and you like some of the freedoms and the things that they are given to you and the life you were able to create in your country, you should definitely be proud of it.
yeah, because like without people being proud of the country, a country basically fails. Because why support the country and
Exactly.
stuff like that?
Exactly. Why would you go fight for a country that you're not proud of being a part of?
Also, I'm gonna make this a fucking two guys talk about video. What up, YouTube? Two guys talk about their political compass to try to get Hitler.
Hi, YouTube. I'm gay.
That's true.
Nobody chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. I feel like Hitler would strongly disagree with this.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll go with that one.
Okay.
Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. I disagree
Yes.
with this
Oh.
personally. I disagree. I think that it's just like we're on an even playing field, dude. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If we're talking about superior qualities in terms of like privilege, like because I've had many experiences where being white definitely helped me, and if I was a black person, probably wouldn't have gotten, or like a Mexican, I wouldn't have gotten the treatment that I had gotten in that situation. So I personally disagree with this, but also Hitler would strongly agree with this.
Yeah. This is also what kind of makes me hate this test. Like, who answers? Like, unless you can't be right on this test. Like, you can't be right leaning, unless you're fucking racist as fuck.
Yeah, it's all these questions are so incredibly loaded. It's weird. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
No, I think that's stupid.
I disagree with that.
I think Hitler would disagree too.
Just because we don't. Yeah, I think Hitler.
No, he would.
Because
Slightly.
he aligned with Russia.
Yeah, but then he stabbed him in the back. You know, he just used him. But also, he thought the Italians were. I think the Italians, like the Mediterranean, you had the Aryans and then the Mediterranean. I can talk. But yeah, so he didn't like them, but he was like, sure, I need an ally.
He needed allies.
Yes.
So he just kind of did it to do it. I think you would agree with this, just in like a strategic sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go agree. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. Obviously.
Yeah, I think this.
Obviously, I agree. I agree with this.
Yeah,
I
I agree
agree with
too.
this. International law, it doesn't count in like morals. Like if somebody's getting fucked up, if somebody's fucking us up, but we don't really have the coup d'etat or whatever it is, like the right of war or reason of war, whatever that is. It's the Bira Corellius or some like weird thing I learned from what was it? Kingdom Crusade. I learned it from Kingdom Crusade, where you have to have a reason for war. And if you don't have a reason for war, you can't just go and start invading people.
Yeah. One thing I do hate about the like international law bullshit is who made the international law? The powerful countries, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It was written by the victors.
So it's kind of like, is it even fair? But goddamn dog.
There is now a fuck your dog. Not literally, please don't.
It's not my dog. It's just a random dog outside, being an asshole.
Oh yeah, well fuck that dog. Fuck that dog. There's now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. I agree. I'm in the middle. I wish there was a neutral. There should be a neutral answer, like a neutral little button for this, because I'm like, yeah, like, because satire. You have to remember political satire. That's always going to be, that was a function of entertainment that was also designed to, like, communicate political viewpoints. So it makes it palatable for somebody who's maybe not into it and maybe wants to get into some kind of political discussion where they can learn something out of it. So I would go neutral on this, but I think Hitler would strongly disagree because Hitler was really good at propaganda.
He fucking his what's his name again? Goebbels? No, not Goebbels. He had like one guy, his propaganda guy. Bro, the US and UK bought carpeted, I think it's called, like firebombed the city.
Oh yeah, carpet bombed.
Yeah, and I think like 8,000 people died, like civilians, and his propaganda machine made it look like fucking 80k people died, and people believed it in Berlin.
Well, Hitler, one of his big quotes was, "If you repeat a lie long enough, people will begin to believe it."
True.
So I think he would strongly disagree with that. Let's get into the next one. What are we doing? The economy. Oh, this is where we're gonna get. This is where we're gonna get. People are more ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. I agree with this. Yes. I don't strongly agree, but I do agree with this. That people are definitely more divided by how much money they have.
Yeah, because like let's say I think like rich black person still has more privilege than a.
Oh, easily, because you can just throw money at a problem.
Yeah. Wait,
like, I'm the same.
Can you put your cam on and off for one?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
it's like glitching. But yeah, when you look at a person, right, you don't go, oh, yeah, that's good, it's good. Like when you look at a hobo, you don't go, oh, that's a black hobo. Oh, no, you just go, that's a poor person.
There's a bunch of poor people from the same town Bill Gates was born in.
Yep.
And I mean, Elon Musk is from South Africa. There's a bunch of poor white people in South Africa that aren't Elon Musk. So I definitely agree with this. What would Hitler say to this?
He would say no.
He would disagree.
Because he hates the Jews.
Yeah, heard that. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. I agree.
I know jack shit about this, but yeah, I agree. Because when inflation gets too high, the jobs also going fucked.
If I give a homeless man $1 and we've controlled inflation properly,
he's gonna be able to do more with it.
That dollar's gonna be worth way more instead of just like a protein bar, something that's gonna like sustain him for a few hours. This could get him like a burger, fries, and a drink. If we were going back to like the old McDonald's prices back from like the 1950s.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, if you have shitty inflation, like if you have a bad job, it doesn't matter how like you might have a job, but you're still earning jack shit, you know.
So, I feel like Hitler would strongly disagree with this because Hitler was more based on optics than anything. If he had a low unemployment rate, he didn't care how worthless the franc was.
Yeah, he just fucking concentrated on nationalism. If a
Yes.
person is nationalistic enough,
Yeah.
it doesn't care how much they don't care about how much they earn. It's all for the fatherland, you know.
Exactly. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment. They require regulation. Okay.
I strongly agree. Fucking
I agree.
communist
I
flapjack.
agree. I agree. I definitely agree with this. Not strongly agree. I agree with this. Because you have to remember at the end of the day, corporations is a tribe of people that were like, let's make a ton of money together.
Yeah.
And if they want to cut down a forest because they want to sell timber, because they want to make a ton of money, that's what they're going to do. And you can't tell them not to unless you have like a government regulation of like, hey, yo, let's not cut down this because this is a national park. This is something that we've set aside as something that people and like kids can go to and see like, oh, this is what America was before we built skyscrapers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with this. I don't strongly agree with it because I'm not a big fan of the government stepping on people and telling people how to make money. How would Hitler go about this one? Because he wasn't really. Was Hitler?
I think strongly agree. Because like all the factories and stuff, the rubber factories, all under his control to make the Nazi machine work. You know. So
That makes sense.
I strongly agree.
So he wanted regulation just as an idea, and it's like, oh, if we're helping the environment while we're doing it, that's okay because it is just another sign that I have my thumb on them. They're under me. Okay. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. So that's a basic communist idea.
Whoever
can do it,
English
and whoever needs it.
Language barrier. This means like you should do what you're good at, right?
Yes, and you should get what you need.
Yes. Hitler would. Yeah, this is the complicating thing about Hitler. He would agree for his people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't agree for other people. They just need to get that's the stuff to make this happen.
Yes, exactly.
So
I think you would slightly agree.
Yeah.
I have no real opinion on that. That's why I wish there was like a neutral button. I have no real like set opinion on that kind of idea. It's like, yeah, do what you're good at. Always. And if you do what you're not good at, you're not going to be a proper contributing member of society. You're going to have more needs than some people because you're not doing what you're good at. But also, you should get paid for what you're good at. So it's like, I'm kind of in the middle on it, but yeah. The freer the market, the freer the people. Yes.
Free market
for me
is
personally. Free market. No government regulations. Just I could start a business tomorrow, sell whatever the fuck I want. Free market, free of the people. I can go and make money however the fuck I want.
Like
as long as it's not impinging on somebody else's like liberties. As long as I'm not like selling child porn or something.
From a Dutch perspective, we have so many regulations. It's insane. Like I see,
we do too.
I see those Lime scooters in like LA and stuff. That would never be like allowed here. Too many possible like. What if somebody crashes? Like what happens? Not everybody's able to ride those things. Like they need like 20,000 fucking papers for that.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. That makes sense for like that kind of environment. I think Hitler would strongly disagree with this. Like no.
Yeah.
No. And we should be able to control everything. Strongly disagree.
I personally I
This is gonna be
agree.
authoritarian right as fuck. This is gonna be the most authoritarian right. I can already tell based on just what the questions are asking.
So next one.
All right. It is a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now bottled, branded consumer product. I disagree.
I personally disagree. I think Hitler would agree.
I think Hitler would definitely. Would he strongly agree?
No, I just agree.
Or would he just agree? Agree? Yeah. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. Strongly disagree.
Like I don't get this question. What do you mean? Like, you buy a piece of land. You can't just go anywhere. That's stupid.
That was well. This was the thing with the Native Americans. That's how we were able to get so much shit from them because they were like, yeah, we'll trade this land for like these fish and stuff. Yeah, because they didn't think like anybody could own a piece of land, and then we started putting up fences, and it was like, no, don't come on here. We'll fucking shoot you.
I mean, yeah, back in the days it was different, but I'm looking at this from a modern perspective. You know, if we wouldn't buy land, like people are like, oh, but corporations can own everything if you can just buy land. Motherfucker, if you don't, if the land is free, corporations would own everything because they're way faster than you. You know?
Yeah, yeah, but that's also why we have government zoning. So you can't put up like a factory in the middle of a residential area.
Mm-hmm.
So like that is also a reason that there should be some government regulation just so we don't turn into fucking
North
Skynet.
Korea. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. How would Hitler answer this question? Because I feel like he would be. Yeah, I feel like he would strongly agree with this because he had that like socialist like lean to him. He was like, yeah, I just really want my people to have everything that they want.
Yeah. I think I agree with you with what Hitler would think. I think this test is like because it's probably made by like some student. It's like, oh, Hitler would say no because this is a left-leaning opinion, and Hitler was a right Nazi. You know?
Yeah, but also
Fuck him.
this is how Hitler would answer these questions.
Yeah.
Not how Hitler would game the test. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So I feel like I'm gonna put strongly agree just to see if we can kind of game this a little bit.
Yeah.
It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who manipulate money and contribute nothing to society. I disagree.
I hate this question. Like nowadays, not doing something is bad. Like it used to be, if you do something, that's good. You know, like you help someone out, and if you don't do it, it's just okay. Nowadays,
Yeah,
it's if you
neutral.
don't help someone out, you're a bad
bad.
person.
Yeah, you're
Like
not
there is no
neutral.
middle ground, you know.
They take the good Samaritan story from the Bible and they take it to like 12. It's like, oh yeah, the people who did nothing.
It's
I
like
mean, there's also the quote that it's like the Nazis happened because good people stood by and did nothing.
hey,
So you also have that kind of perspective on it.
like it's a say. This was on Twitch, a thing. You know, streamers started donating to like small streamers to help them out, and
Yeah, that
instead
was
of
awesome.
instead of praising the streamers donating, they started shitting on the streamers that weren't donating. You know, like come on.
Like sorry, that's not my MO. That's not
Yeah.
something sorry I have to hop on to every single fucking trend that has ever existed in the history of this platform just to remain relevant and just to be in your good favor. Fuck you. Fuck you. Hitler would be neutral on this, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, oh, Masplik has the same opinion as Hitler. I'm neutral on this. I disagree, actually. I disagree with this. Because, like, if you're making money, you're contributing something because your family has food. And that's another family in America that has food on their plate.
I think Hitler would.
Not going to be mad about that.
Because Hitler was like all for the fatherlands, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So he would be like, fucking give everything you have to make the Fourth Reich.
It's there. It's there. Go and get it.
Yeah.
Disagree. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade.
What is
Protecting your own
protectionism again?
Protecting your own interest. Like maybe I don't want to work with maybe I don't want to work with Cuba because we've had this big beef with the U.S. and Cuba had this big old beef for a long time. So maybe I don't want Cuban cigars in America because I don't want this propaganda, this sellable propaganda to people of like, oh well, Cuba has this really good product, so maybe we shouldn't hate them as much.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Hitler would strongly agree.
Hitler would strongly agree. He would only want German-made products.
They should know like sauerkraut and stuff. During World War Two and World War One, mainly World War One, people started to stop calling it stop. It was like Liberty Kraut or something.
Liberty Kraut, and then we made our own version called coleslaw, which sucks. Coleslaw sucks. Sauerkraut is fire. Smells like shit. My mom would make sauerkraut every so often. It smelled like shit, but it would taste amazing. It's like have you ever had Brussels sprouts?
I don't know, but I think so.
Brussels sprouts. So
Like
I mean, another
the
Hitler,
Dutch
Brussels.
translation for sauerkraut is zuurkool.
What does that translate to?
Sauerkraut.
Okay, cool. But we had Brussels sprouts, and if you fried Brussels sprouts, they would get like this like black like kind of layer on them, and it would smell like old gym socks. They tasted amazing. They like because you would have that, and you throw a little like Parmesan cheese on top, and then you would have like this little garlic sauce. So your breath would be on 12. Your breath would be awful, but that taste, because you just peel it off layer by layer, and soon you get to like the middle where it's like kind of soft. Oh god, it was so good.
If food makes you smell,
that was my favorite restaurant.
If food makes you smell like shit, it's probably good.
Garlic. Whenever I order a pizza, dude, I spend like $4 on 8 different garlic sauces because I just love it so much. I
dude,
keep it in my
pizza
refrigerator.
pepperoni with garlic, best thing.
Oh god. Do you have Jets over there?
Jets
Pizza?
No.
Oh, dude, Jets Pizza. They have this thing where you can put like a flavoring on the crust, and I get it's thing called Turbo Crust. It's just garlic and Parmesan cheese. It's so fucking good, and it makes my breath smell awful. So like my girlfriend will talk to me for a minute after I've had it. She's like, "Go brush your teeth." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I will." But this was awesome, wasn't it?
Dude,
Right.
Bagel Smith said, "I can knock this out in 6 seconds, Masbleek."
I know, but we're having a political discussion.
Yes, God damn it.
We're
trying to be Hitler. Let us be.
We're 2 of 6. Oh god, we have so much to go through. We're gonna bang this out. Okay.
It's content, motherfucker.
The only social responsibility of a company should be deliver a profit to its shareholders. Oh, strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree, and I think Hitler would agree.
Hitler would strongly disagree, I feel like, because it's like, oh no, you have to give back to the Aryans.
Wait, shareholders, those are like investors, right?
Yes, the investors.
Never mind.
I agree with this. I agree with this completely. I'm like, yeah, your only responsibility is to make money. That's why you made a company. But I feel like Hitler would strongly disagree. The rich are too highly taxed. I disagree. I disagree fully. I really disagree with this.
In the Netherlands, we're fine. If you're rich, you like if you make money over here, people that own companies, 50%. Like, geez, it's a lot, you know.
Hitler would strongly agree because he wants more money for the Reich.
For the Reich.
For the Reich. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of healthcare. The Jews had higher money.
I mean, I agree. Like, I get a shitload of money for this. I agree with this in real life.
I agree with this in real life.
I mean, I think everybody should have like a standard one that's good. But if you can pay more, why not? You know?
Yeah, that's why I'm not mad at Magic Johnson for having AIDS and then being able to like cope with it, because it's like he had money for it.
Yeah.
Governments should penalize businesses that mislead the public.
Yes. I think false marketing is really fucking annoying.
Yeah, I agree. I slightly agree.
I think Hitler would also agree.
Yeah, I think Hitler would agree. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predatory multinationals to create monopolies.
I don't even know what the fuck this question means.
So a monopoly is
just like you scam the shit almost. Like it's all in your favor.
Let's say we found a country. It is the We'll Name This Later country.
Mm-hmm.
We'll name this later Avania. Is one country. I own every oil manufacturer in this country. You cannot buy oil unless it's from me.
Yeah.
That's a monopoly. That's a monopoly because it is.
You decide the prices. You decide the market. Yeah.
Exactly. I decide the market share. If I want to up the price of oil by 700%, I can. That's a monopoly.
And that's not
That
good.
hurts the American people and takes money out of my pocket because now I am at the bidding of this big corporation that I don't know any of the people in. So I agree with this personally, because if we're going for a genuine free market of everybody should be able to start their own business, like some guy should be able to have an oil rig outside, just mine some oil and be able to sell it and get money off
Mm-hmm.
of it. That's a genuine free market. So I would strongly agree with this. Hitler would want a monopoly, but not a multinational
It depends.
monopoly.
If the monopoly was owned by the Nazi Party, he would do it. You know. I think no, but the thing is with Hitler, he actually like made big businessmen. He made them owners of like, you know, Schindler's List, right?
Yeah.
He was a business guy, and they made him an owner, or like they gave him ownage of like a concentration camp. I think it was, or like a work camp. So Hitler used to give like Hitler used to give business guys like positions in the Nazi Party, so he can make like all the monopoly runners.
Where would we fall on this?
Probably, that's a complicated one.
I'd go neutral. If I had a fucking care, I'd give it a neutral.
But I just say agree.
Okay, I go agree. All right, cool. We're halfway done. Abortion when the woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal. Are
you pro-abortion?
I strongly disagree with this one. I think if you want an abortion, go fucking do it, but also like run it by the guy first.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But also Hitler would strongly agree with this. All authority should be questioned. Oh no, Hitler would strongly disagree with that. Also, all authority should definitely be questioned.
Yes.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I agree. Justice should be served.
What is this?
The punishment should eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. The punishment should fit the crime.
Okay. Yeah.
You shouldn't be overly punished. You shouldn't be underly punished for a certain crime.
It's like you kill someone, you get killed.
Yes, exactly. Yes, kill or be killed. Kill and be killed.
I agree, but not strongly.
Hitler would strongly agree. I can guarantee that. The taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums.
Wait, wouldn't he strongly disagree on that? Because if you stole a piece of bread, or like if you only did a small thing, he would also get fucking death penalty and shit.
If you were Jewish.
Yeah, true. Fair enough.
Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. I strongly disagree with this. You should always support the arts. I feel like Hitler would strongly disagree with this too, because he loved the theater, he loved the arts.
He was an artist
himself. Yeah, so I feel like he would strongly disagree with this.
I think this one is complicated because like modern art and stuff shouldn't be like fuck modern art, you know?
Yeah, but also it's when it's theaters and stuff like that. You also have the people that are actually going out there and doing it. And in museums, I feel like should be more localized. Like you can have the Louvre, like the big modern arts and stuff. Like museums, like there's like the later Vania, our little small little island country in the middle of nowhere. Later Vania. We should definitely have, if there's like little sections, little pockets, there should be local museums.
Yeah.
And it's just people from that area have their art put up in a museum that you can go to, and you can pay like $1 or get in for free on certain days. And you should be able to go and just look at art and just look at like, wow, we were apes a million years ago, and now we're creating these things that I don't even know how, but they are making me feel feelings by just looking at a picture. I feel like Hitler would strongly disagree. I feel like Hitler would want the arts to survive as long as they contributed to his vision. I mean, he put up a ton of statues and stuff, so like, I don't know. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. I strongly disagree with that.
No, because if you tell a 15-year-old, hey, you don't have to, you can choose if you go to class or not. What do you think they're
not going to go to class.
Yeah, of course.
They're not going to go to class. I mean, I would skip. I would skip class. I skip class all the time. I would go.
Bro, I had
skip
like
class. I would get rides with like girls I knew, and we would go to Chipotle down the road, and we'd sit at Chipotle for 2 hours. I would go home at the time I was supposed to get out of class.
bro,
And I'd be home. I'd just be like, yeah.
we had like this list of like when you're in school and when you're not in school, like how many hours. It's like 50-50 for me. It was bad.
Hitler would strongly disagree with that. I feel like he would definitely support children's education.
Yeah, in his version, of course.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, they
The
he
Hitler,
changed
the Hitler
entire-
youth. Yeah.
Yeah. All people have their rights, but it's better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. I strongly disagree with this. I feel like everybody should have the same rights, and we should all be held to a certain standard that doesn't impede on any kind of differing opinions. Hitler would strongly agree with this.
Yeah, this is
though.
no brainer. Yeah.
This is a no-brainer for Hitler. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children.
I
agree.
strongly agree. I think Hitler would
I
also.
agree.
Actually, would Hitler?
Yeah,
Hitler got fucking slapped a kid. Like he got knocked shit out of
but
him.
that also contributed to his vision.
Yeah. So I think agree.
It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. I agree with that.
Yep.
It's natural for them to keep secrets. I feel like this is more of just like a viewpoint on life, and it's like, yeah, it's natural for you to keep something from your parents.
I think Hitler
definitely.
would.
Hitler would just agree.
Because he
Really?
literally sent girls to school to become mothers, to teach them how to become mothers and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll take that. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense.
I
Oh,
strongly
I
agree.
strongly agree.
Yeah.
I feel like Hitler would be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it.
I think it was Hitler he gave the fucking Nazis meth in the invasion of
Exactly.
France. So yeah,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
he was
The
like
prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. I agree with this.
yes, I agree. And Hitler would also
agree.
agree he would make a fucking soldiers.
Strongly agree, I feel like.
Oh, fuck.
People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Hitler would strongly agree with this.
I don't know how to think about this one.
I personally disagree. I feel like if you want to have kids, go for it, but you have to recognize your kid might be a little fucked up, and you have to weigh that out in your own head. If like the idea of having a child outweighs that to you, fucking go for it. But you have to recognize the risks that you take when going on, like, if there's like a guarantee that they're gonna inherit these certain genes, because there are genes that are certain your kid's gonna inherit this.
Mm-hmm.
Your kid's gonna be fucked up. Your kid's gonna have a ton of medical problems, type stuff. So I personally disagree, because that impedes on people's personal liberty to decide when they want to have kids, and this would require government regulation on if somebody should have a kid, and that's going too far. You should not be in my fucking bedroom.
Yeah, Hitler fucking killed people with Down syndrome, so we all know his answer.
Hitler would strongly agree with this. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. I disagree with this. The most important thing for children to learn is that they're their own person, and that they want whatever opinions they have, as long as they're not fucking with somebody else, they should have those opinions.
I agree with you, but I feel like kids nowadays think they can, like, they should.
You're a kid nowadays.
I mean, like, yeah, true. But I mean, you see kids nowadays like fucking telling their parents what to do. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
they
feel
should
like
be
Hitler,
slapped.
Hitler would agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a fan of spanking. It works. It doesn't make you a bad parent. It's just like sometimes.
Bro, I saw some video of a kid.
Spanking is an easy way out. It is an easy way out. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
we finished the bottle. Bless the bottle, boys. Bless it.
Bless the
Bless
bottle.
it. Bless it. Cool beans. You were good.
I saw some video of a kid that cried for 13 hours straight on an air flight, like overseas.
I
like-
beat that kid.
And his mom said in an interview that he didn't have his tablet, so she apologized and said it was her fault. Bro, I would have smacked the shit out of the kid. In the comments,
Oh, dude.
some
Yeah, that's.
In the comments, some black lady said like she had like the sassy black lady picture. I would have smacked his ass and stuff. And and the comments to that comment were like, "Oh, but you would be in jail. That's child abuse." I'm like, shut
it's
up.
not. No, it's
The
not.
kid was crying
Child
for 13
abuse
hours.
Child abuse, and I could get on a rant about that. I don't really want to. I feel like Hitler would strongly agree because he loved Hitler Youth.
Yes.
There are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. I disagree with this. I feel like Hitler would strongly disagree with this.
I
But
strongly
disagree.
agree.
I'm like, really? I feel like
Yes, of course.
there are. Oh my God, have you seen like there was this like island of untouched people, like people who had never seen other humans before, and it was like this just tribe.
Yeah, the
And
one
so
Sentinel
some
Islands,
white
right?
people, yeah, some white people tried to go and like
They got spared.
spread the gospel of God. Oh yeah, they got killed.
But
Yeah, they're fucking
that's
savages.
that's
Don't go there.
that's the
Don't go
culture.
there.
If
That doesn't negate my opinion on that they are fucking savages.
yeah, but if
and
that's
they
not the
should be-
question
and
though.
yes, it is a different culture.
If that
It's a
exact
savage
person,
culture.
if that exact person was born in Europe, they would not be nothing like that. So it's the culture that made them like that. It's not the person itself.
Okay. I agree with that. Okay. I've definitely changed my opinion then. No, I agree with that then. I agree with that. Wow, that's a incredible point. Thank you for that.
Oh wow.
Those who are able to work and refuse opportunity should not expect society's support. Oh, I strongly agree. I strongly agree with this.
What was the question? Those who
are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. Strongly agree.
Yeah, strongly agree. Fuck them.
You don't want to work and you expect this PS5? Go fuck yourself. I'm not paying for this bitch.
We had a crisis in like 2016 where people, or like 2015, in the Netherlands, we had like financial crisis. Because people were just like we're really liberal with our we call it an like if you just don't work, you get money from the government. I don't know the translation.
Yeah.
A lot of people just got them because they're lazy. I had like these 15-year-old kids, and they would just go crazy in like the offices, you know.
What's the word for it in Dutch?
Vajong. There's a lot of different versions of it. Like you have Vajong, you have uitkering, stuff like that.
I love learning like different words for like fucking deadbeats.
Fucking Vajong.
What would Hitler say to this?
You would like, bro. If you have one leg, you can still walk. Make a fucking bullet, you know.
Yeah, strongly agree. When you are troubled, it's better to not think about it, but keep busy doing cheerful things. I go neutral on this personally.
Everybody deals with like trouble in their own way. I like to keep busy. Some people just think about it for some time and it goes away. Everybody deals. I think Hitler would like just fucking keep moving. Don't think about your problems. Think about the Reich.
First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country.
I agree.
Ooh, I agree.
I think second generations
strongly. Second generation can be fully integrated.
Easily. Over here
in this country, they could fully integrate it easily.
No.
But first generation, they cannot fully understand because you have to think like they're going to school, like the people their age, their peers. That's where they're gonna get most of their culture.
Yeah, but over here it's like different because I like when you see Mexicans in like second generation Mexicans in America, they're like, no, I'm from Texas, I'm American, you know. Yeah. If you all the Turkish people I know and Pakistani and fucking everything, if you ask them where you're from, they say I'm Turkish, I'm Moroccan. They don't say I'm Dutch. Yeah, I hate that shit too.
That's a stronger culture, I feel like. And it's like because like America is a strong culture.
Yeah, over here people don't give a shit about the culture. They know 90% of the people don't know the Dutch fought an 80-year revolt against Spanish to get their freedom. Like, people don't know how the Netherlands got made. They just I think
It just existed, right?
yeah. My brother thought the
Um,
Netherlands was a
I totally
major army during World War II. We got taken over in 3 days. Like, what do you mean?
what's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. Ah, um, if a, let's think about the most successful corporations. They probably employ, in America at least, they probably employ like 100,000 people. 100,000 families. That's good for them.
But also look at fucking Amazon and how they treat.
That's a great point. I'd go neutral on this if I had the.
If I had the
this
fucking
test is so. This test is so fucking rigged, dude. I hate this shit. Because I either have to agree or disagree. Like, I can't just be like. Every other test of this sort always has the
neutral
middle line.
We even have that in
Yeah,
our political compass in the Netherlands for like what party you're gonna vote for. People, our parties
exactly.
say neutral on some opinions.
It's like because sometimes it's just sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's really bad. Like Ford implemented the 40-hour work week, but also like there's people like Costco who told fuck off to some of their vendors because they were too expensive because they wanted to pay because the vendors were like, well, if you just pay your employees less, you'll be able to afford this, and they were like, no, fuck off. So it's like you have both sides, and I don't know, what would Hitler say to this?
He would say
I feel like he would disagree because
he would make people fucking work 7 days a week, like no breaks in factories to make tanks and shit, you know. So
I agree. No broadcasting institution, however independent in its content, should receive public funding. I strongly disagree.
So this is like a public radio gets funded by the government.
Yeah, like PBS, public broadcasting.
Yeah, we have our 1, 2, and 3. The public. How do you say this? Programming like 1, 2, and 3 numbers on the fucking remote.
Channels.
Those are funded by the government. They make like documentaries about drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's like here, if you spend like a certain amount of money, like we have different local stations based off of PBS. It's like you can have your own show on PBS, and it's like they'll give you some notes like, hey, don't be racist, don't say curse words, but you can kind of just do your own thing. And it's like, yeah, they should totally receive public funding because like things started out like Bob Ross started out on public broadcasting.
Hitler would 100% agree with this. He would just like put Nazi propaganda 24/7.
Yes, that's
but
wow.
He would register like, but he would like be on it, you know, like you broadcast what I say.
Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. Strongly agree.
I agree with that.
I strongly agree that our civil liberties are being impeded on.
But do you agree with it that they should be able to do it?
Not at all.
I think if
the Patriot Act in America, it began the breach of privacy that is done nothing. It has done literally nothing for the American people.
I never have problems.
There's still been the Boston bombing. There's still been a ton of other terrorist threats and things that have happened that have not been found out by people being able to just search through my phone because they want to search through my phone.
I just like, the thing is, like my Siri sometimes just randomly starts playing, and I know they're recording it. I know it. I don't give a shit. Why would I care if some, like, they don't want to know what I'm saying. Like, if this camera, when it's off and they go like some guy in FBI is watching me, okay? Now what?
Yeah, exactly. What are you gonna find, my dude?
Like, and if they can stop something with that, I'm cool with that.
I doubt it. I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with it at all.
Yeah, actually, me and Effie have totally separate opinions on this. He hates the idea of the government watching him, and I hate the idea of companies watching me. And he doesn't give a shit about companies watching him.
Yeah, the
But he,
companies aren't the government. Thank
yeah.
God.
But I hate companies watching me because they're wanting to make profit of me. You know.
But they have an end goal in mind. The government is just watching you just to watch you because you're their citizen. They should have that right to watch you. And it's like, no. That is a hierarchical idea that I don't want to be privy to. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that to happen. At least a corporation has a fucking end goal. You want me to spend money? I might spend some money. Some Instagram ads I get, I like them, and I'm like, hey, I might spend some money on them. You might have had me there. The government is just like, I feel like it's just one dude on the edge of his seat waiting for me to say.
I'm a bomb fucking
many times. Yeah. It says like just say one like fertilizer.
Did you know they put you on a list?
Like
if you
yeah,
say
they do.
like
I'm definitely on a list.
if you say to Siri how to build a bomb, they put you on a list. My nephew's on that list and shit. It's funny. No one cares about that.
I feel like Hitler would strongly disagree because he wants more regulation. A significant advantage of a one-party state that avoids all arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. I strongly disagree with that.
Yeah.
But Hitler would strongly agree with that.
Yep.
Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers should be worried. I strongly disagree with this. No. Just like if I have I don't even know where I'm going with this, but if I have 10 screens up and I own a corporation, there's 10 screens up and I'm watching every single one of my 10 employees constantly.
Yeah.
Do you think they're not going to change their behavior just because they know they're being watched?
Like what's happening in China with that point system, right? If you step outside in China, you're being watched. It doesn't matter where you are.
Let's say I do like calls and stuff. So I like talk to somebody on the phone and I fix their problem, but they're being an asshole to me. At the end of it, I'm just like, and they can't see me because it's just a phone call. So I'm just like middle fingers up. Just The boss is gonna come to me. And it's like, hey, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? That's not the attitude we want to have here. That's not what we want to have here. Oh fuck, that's wrong. That's wrong. If I get it out and I don't impede on the company's ability to provide a profit, and I don't have the customer leave a bad review purely because of how I acted.
But do you think?
No fucking problem.
I do think there should be.
How I get out and how I deal with the shit that I get constantly should not be monitored.
I do think it should be monitored. Because, like, let's say, it should be monitored, but not be watched 24/7. Because if something happens, it's always nice.
Yeah, that's the big if. That's the big if.
Yeah.
It's like, if something happens, what are you gonna do about it, though?
Like, we have, I think it's, I guess different. I wanted to say, like, we have, at my old internship, we had, above the cashier area, there was a camera pointing right down what you're doing. So, and I'm standing there all day. So basically, I'm being recorded all day. And I understand it. I'm working with money, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like, again, it's depending on what kind of situation it is.
But also, at the back of my restaurant, we have 2 cameras. And it's out back. It's no customers are going to be back there. And there's a shed in between the 2 cameras that creates a blind spot. When I want to smoke a cigarette, I go between that blind spot. Purely because I just don't want them to even know I smoke cigarettes. Even though all the employees know, the owner knows, because I talked to them about it. But I just don't want the cameras to see it because it's just like, why would I, why?
Yeah, but
all that does, it's the thing with strict parents create sneaky kids. If you watch me enough, I'm going to become way more sneaky, and I'm going to figure out a way to get around it.
But then the argument, like, why should you be worried, you know? Like, it's not, no one is gonna,
privacy is being,
yeah, but no one is
being impeded on.
No one is gonna watch those, videos. As long as you're not doing anything wrong.
You don't know that. We got a lot of people employed by the government. We don't know what they do.
I mean, yeah.
It's paranoia. At its base, it's paranoia. But I feel like it's slightly justified paranoia because like there's companies like Apple that now have an AI that are gonna scan photos in your fucking iPhone to see if there's child abuse going on and child pornography. And it's like, first of all, how'd you create that AI? You had to train that AI with something. And where is that
Yeah.
coming from?
Oh,
And
shit.
and,
I
and,
didn't even
and
think about
also
that.
also after that they said, well, after we see something, we're gonna have a manual review. You mean there's some dude in the Apple headquarters that is gonna be just searching for child porn
First of
all
all,
day?
that's
All
bullshit.
day?
First of all, that's
Oh
creepy.
no, because there's the same people that are on Facebook and have to look through all the banned content. That job, there's a job for that. Most people last 3 months. There are people who last years in that fucking job.
Yeah. I also
Those are the people you should be watching. The
that go.
people that are watching us should be watched. Who watches The Watchmen?
So what happens when they find it? Like, do you get fucking called by the police, or do they just remove it?
I don't
Because
fucking
you
know. I
know,
don't know the end game. But that front end just looks so bad that I don't even want to know what's going on deep
no,
into that
because
bitch.
this kind of sounds really fucking wrong. When I was 17, news go around in the school of 16-year-old. And me having that on my phone isn't wrong because I'm 17 at the time, you know?
Yeah.
But
But still,
I shouldn't have it on my phone, of course, yeah.
Over here, that's still considered possession of child pornography.
I,
And you're
I,
a minor, so you'll be tried as a minor, so it won't really, anything won't really happen to you. But
yeah,
in a serious case, you could be charged as a sex offender.
I wasn't fucking stupid. I deleted that shit right away after fucking watching it a couple of times. But, yeah. It's still weird as it, like, I was fucking doing crime. Like, but that's the thing. It's, kids, it's different, I'm gonna sound really wrong because I'm almost 18 right now.
Yeah, but it's whatever. It's a different opinion. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. Oh yeah, I feel
Yes,
like we
yes,
all, I feel
yes,
like
yes.
we all strongly agree with that. Me, Hitler, you. I feel like we all really agree on that.
I know
Yeah,
some
death
people.
penalty.
I know some people who would say no, and they say
Why?
they defend pedophiles because they say it's
Their argument is built on quicksand.
they say it's a mental illness and you shouldn't kill people for having mental illness.
It is a mental illness. Pedophilia is a mental illness, and there are a lot of people out there who suppress that. I understand, but we have to look at the people who actually take. Because I've told you this before, there are thoughts, words, actions. There are people who go from thought to words to actions. And some people just keep it in their thoughts and they're like, I'm going to control this. I'm going to be able to like just keep this in my head and I'm not going to act on anything that I do, even though it is in my brain. There's some people who say things, but they're not going to elevate that to an action. The action is where we need to start fucking, and it's always reactive, which sucks because they're only going to be punished when when a child is actually hurt. I'm like getting choked up even saying that because that like fucks me up. But when a child is actually hurt, that's the only time that there's ever going to be something like that happen. But that should be punished. There should be a benchmark of, yeah, you assault a kid, you're dead. That is a death sentence, literally, in every sense of the word. That should be the level of crime that you're committing, because that is what you were doing. You are fucking that kid up. If they live to 80 years old, they're never going to forget that moment that you did it to them when they were 5. They're never, 75 years, 3/4 of a century are going to be spent thinking about those 15 minutes, an hour that you fucked them up. And no, you should die for that. You should die.
Yeah. Also, I think it's like when you, I had a different opinion on this. Like 2 years ago, I was anti-death penalty, but I have a niece now.
Mm-hmm.
like it fueled.
That's where I was coming
Dude,
from. I was like,
if
yeah,
I
no, they can be
imagine,
rehabilitated. No, they can't. You can't rehabilitate these
no, of
people.
course, let's fuck him up. I don't even care about my moral compass. If something happens, he's dead. It's that simple
Yeah,
as
fuck
that.
it.
Yes,
Fuck it.
and I hate
All right.
how the Netherlands. It's illegal to kill. Like our justice system is so retarded. I hate it.
I agree. I agree. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded.
Yes.
Neutral. I'm neutral.
I mean, I don't like it, but that's just the
You
way it
should be
is.
ruled by yourself, first and foremost. You should always rule yourself. And if you can't rule yourself and you have to have other people above you do it, you're not doing things because you want to. You're doing things because you have to. Hitler would strongly agree with this.
Yep.
Hitler would strongly agree because he was like, well, I have to be able to rule everybody. He was a dictator. He had to rule everybody. But with me, I'm like, you have to govern yourself. And then if somebody else governs you, it should go back to the question of authority. You should always question authority at least a little bit. Never
Yeah,
to the
I
point where
don't
you
like
detriment anything, but
I don't like fucking those people who don't trust government at all and everything they do is a lie. But you should question
yeah,
it.
there's extremists.
Yeah.
There's the extremists who are like, everything I'm told, I just think the opposite, which are, I mean,
It's
fuck,
pretty
I'll
stupid.
get into something else. Abstract art that, oh, you'll like this one. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all.
I mean, personally I agree, but I think art is also subjective, and if you think it's art, it's art. You know.
That's why I disagree with this, because art is anything you create is art.
I think Hitler would
If it's
disagree.
considered like high art, whatever. But if you consider it, if it came out of you and you create something, that's art.
I think Hitler only liked his.
Art is a physical manifestation of your creativity, in my opinion. So anything is art, despite the fact that if it means anything or not. But I feel like Hitler would disagree with this also.
Hitler only liked his kind of art.
Yeah.
It is actually recorded that he fucking hated modern art.
That makes sense. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Sometimes. This is one of the.
Yeah, it's again.
This is one of the sometimes.
Somebody drug
Like,
addict. No.
Yeah.
Somebody killed. Yes.
Exactly. Hitler would strongly agree with this. He'd be like, yeah, punish him, kill him. I don't care. Okay.
It's bringing the Reich in disorder. Fucking kill him.
It's a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. Strongly agree. I feel like we all strongly agree this.
Some, yeah,
Waste
some.
of time. Some people are. That's what it says. It says some.
But again, this compass is
some.
like
Oh,
this.
okay, yes.
This compass is made by fucking liberal. And it's like, no, everybody should be real. It's so. I hate that. Why can't it just be facts? Everything is opinion.
Well, I mean, politics are opinions.
True.
Politics are opinions and reactions to facts. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writers and the artists. Neutral.
Wait, what? The business?
The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. I'm neutral.
What do you mean?
Sometimes not. The person who makes the person who builds houses is more important than the writer of the Great American Novel.
No, fuck that. They're equal.
Yeah, no. They're equal. Exactly. I'm neutral.
He's good at building houses. He's good at writing.
To each their ability.
Yeah. Hitler would. It depends. If you're looking this if you're looking at this from a war perspective, he would be like,
Yeah, he was a warmonger.
He
at
would
the end
be.
of the day, he was built off of war.
He would rather have build men that can build tanks and shit than have fucking writers, But also,
I go soft degree.
Also, he fucking, he loved fucking propaganda. He loved
Yeah.
He was a writer himself. He made Mein Kampf,
Exactly. Would it be just like a soft disagree?
Yeah, I think that you have no neutral, so god damn it.
It would be a soft disagree. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers.
Hitler agree, strongly disagree. I disagree. It's their own choice.
I'm more of it's your own
Yeah, you should
choice,
also put
but also like
it's in discussion
you
with
put
your
your
partner,
family
right?
first.
Yeah, it's in
Yeah,
discussion.
put your
If you're able to put, if you're like, no, I want to work, and the guy is like, sure, I'll take care of the child. Oh, cool, you know.
totally. But it should be a household discussion,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, your family comes first. So if the mother has a career, it's because her family comes first, and she wants to make money for her family. But if because she is just a mother, and we're not talking about just like women in general, a mother, she has children. So in her career, she is inherently thinking about her kids. So that's being a homemaker, even at its base. That's being a homemaker because you're making the home, you're having the financial ability to make a home. And if your husband's at home, like taking the kids to soccer practice, like making the lunches, all that stuff, cleaning the house and stuff, he is like more proper definition of a homemaker. But like you guys are even on even footing, and it's the same way the other way of like the woman is home, like doing all the kid stuff, and then the dad is doing the stereotypical dad stuff of going out and making the money. They're both equally homemakers. So I kind of disagree with the wording of that, but I feel like Hitler would very much agree with
Yeah,
this.
as I said, like the Hitler Youth, the female division. They literally just teach them how to wash clothes, raise children the right way and for the right and stuff like that.
Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant Oh my god, let me restart this. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. I don't care, so I disagree.
It's fact they are. They're stealing oil from, and it's not stealing, but they're fucking. They are, yes.
It is pennies on the dollar.
I mean, it's facts that they're doing it.
What would Hitler say to this?
Hitler wouldn't give a fuck. Hitler just take it by force, you know.
Yeah, then it's gonna be a disagree for me. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. Hitler would strongly agree with this because he wanted people in the establishment. I feel like I would slightly agree with this because there are systems that you have to work in, and if you want to upheave the system, you have to be a part of the system.
So this question is basically, should you have fucked the system people? Or
you should always have fucked the system people because sometimes they're right.
True.
You should always have people with differing opinions because sometimes they're right.
But Hitler would like, nah, my way or the highway.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like we got that one down. Oh god, 5 out of 6. We're almost there. We have this and another one, and we're almost done. Astrology accurately explains many things. Strongly disagree.
On this, everywhere. I agree with Hitler.
Yeah, I agree with Hitler on this. We've agreed with Hitler twice. Are we Nazis? That's what everybody's gonna say.
Yeah, it's the internet. Everybody's a Nazi nowadays.
Oh! You cannot be moral without being religious. I disagree with this.
Yeah, I disagree. My friends, I did this test with
Hitler Was Hitler like a strong Christian?
He fucking hated Catholics. After the Jews, he went for the Catholics. If that was his plan, if you go to his book and shit, if he would have completed the task of killing all the Jews, then the next would be
Catholics.
Yeah. So
he was right with the Catholics because Catholics is a fucking theocracy.
I mean, shouldn't mean they should be genocided. I mean, a guy.
Moving on.
No, wait. That also means the guy who just owns his own business that goes to the Catholic Church would also be genocided. He didn't have anything to do with fucking raping of children. He probably didn't even know it was happening.
Right. I was making a joke, but you're right.
I'm always right. Damn it.
I don't remember the last time I was goddamn wrong. Lil Yachty, 2016. Charity is better than Social Security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. I really agree with this one.
No, charity is a fucking scam.
Charity's a scam?
Yeah, but if you donate something...
Genuine person-to-person charity. I'm not talking about, like, charities. Like, the corporations.
Yeah, if you
that
yeah
they
nowadays
get
if you
like
donate,
$56 million donated to them, and they give like $1 million to like
be-
actually
and the other
donate.
one goes to marketing. Yeah.
Just the general act of charity is more
Uh,
important than a government subsidized version of just giving people money.
I mean, do the math. You know, if you like the guy who you talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, the fucking autistic guy who made the website thing. Do
Yeah,
you,
Temple OS.
he made way like? Do you think he would have made more money of charity or of the government paycheck?
Yeah, he was making his whole paycheck off of Social Security.
So, you know, you can
Yeah,
have a living.
you wouldn't have people like that. There were people that were trying to donate to him, but he donated that money to charities. So it's like also you have to. That is actually wow. That's great that you brought that up. That is fantastic because that is the dichotomy of it. Is like he was getting money from the government, but he was also donating any extra money that he got to people that needed it.
But this is coming from a guy who was basically famous. He was famous on the internet. Most
He
people
was a
aren't.
niche micro celebrity.
Yeah, most people aren't famous. They don't get donations like he gets. You know.
True. True.
So I think
Um,
people would still make more money of the government in general.
where would Hitler fall? Because I don't know.
I
I don't know.
I think charity because he was like he wanted the perfect people, right? And the perfect people give money to the ones who need it.
Some people are naturally unlucky. Hitler would be like, yeah, some people are Jewish.
Yeah, I disagree with this, but
I disagree with it. There's a lot of things that go into your own decisions
I
as a
think
person.
Hitler
So
wouldn't strongly disagree because he wasn't superstitious, you know.
Yeah,
But he would agree with like some people are just less, you know.
yeah. It's very important that my child's school instills religious values. I disagree. I
We
feel like
have
Hitler would
that. We
also
still
be
have that
like,
over here.
yeah, I mean, we have like the oh yeah, we have the Pledge of Allegiance, which instills nationalism, which is another thing that it's like, okay, don't instill
I think
nationalism in me.
even though I don't like it, I still think it's pretty cool that you have to fucking pledge your allegiance to the flag. We over here don't have that. But we have
But
like
that's also idolization because it's like we take this flag as an idol to the government,
yeah.
and it's like we're pledging allegiance to the government.
That's
not
why
to the
that's why
flag.
people get
It's
so
like it's masquerading as like a just like it's just nationalism.
that's why people get so
That's
pissed
why I
off when
hate
you
doing
burn a flag, right? It's like they have pledged their allegiance to it the whole life, and now people are burning it.
Exactly. We place all our values on. There's an old Archie comic where he puts a Bible on top of his refrigerator and he prays to the Bible. He doesn't read it. He just prays to it and makes it an idol to God. And it's like it's a good representation of you're praising something that is it's a representation. It's a means to an end.
Yeah, I think, but we actually in the Netherlands, this is like a big topic now nowadays, because we always had Catholics. Like I went to a Catholic school, but the thing is, it was just a normal school.
I mean, that happens. That happens. People go to Catholic schools, all of a sudden they're indoctrinated. But I mean, it's a Catholic school. It's right
No,
there
but
in the name.
like our schools are Catholic, but they don't teach you Catholic. Only during Christmas they just like say some Jesus stuff, and that's it. But we even had lessons about Islam and stuff. It's like just a normal school.
That's
only
good.
Yeah,
That's really good.
it's a normal
'Cause
school,
you
but
should
they
be able to learn about, like the whole religion that wants to kill everybody that's not part of their religion. It's really important to learn about that so you can guard against that.
yeah, it's that's coming from a guy who that has all his friends are Muslim. Yeah, my
Banana docs.
my like but there are also Muslim schools in the Netherlands nowadays, because they're like, wait, if they have Catholic schools, why can't we have Muslim schools? And those actually do teach Muslim, like a Catholic school is just a name. They don't actually teach Catholic stuff. Muslim schools actually teach Muslim stuff, and it's not just a name.
That's like it is here. Catholic schools actually teach Catholic practice.
And I don't like that. I just think
I
every
hate that.
school
I
should
hate
have the
that.
same education and same.
Yes.
Not even They should tell them what religion is, what they stand for, what they do.
Of
Nothing
course,
else.
you should learn about it, because
Yeah.
if somebody does, like, they grow up in bumblefuck, they grow up in Utah, America,
What's a
and
goddamn
they learn
Muslim?
about and they learn about Islam, and they're like, I kind of I agree with this, like a lot of their viewpoints. Like, I've read the Quran. The Quran is actually like a very well written book. It is very it has a lot of amazing values in it of just being a good man and being a good human in society, and not just praising God, but just having a moral upbringing,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like religion does instill, but as a person in a culture, your morals will already be instilled upon you. But the Quran is a great book, so I can see somebody hearing about it, reading about it, researching it, and then being like, I want to convert to Islam. And they should always have the freedom to do that, but as from birth, being told you're Islamic, you're a Muslim, you
Yeah.
have to do this. If you don't do this, you won't go to heaven. If you don't do this, you won't get the 7,700 virgins, or whatever they promise you in Islamic heaven. But
I think
it
that's
should be a personal choice. It shouldn't be something you are instilled on from
I
birth.
think just saying that happens with Islam is kind of unfair. Um, Even though I agree with you, it does happen the most with Islam. But I like a lot of Catholic people.
It happens the most with Christianity. I feel like
Does
the
it? No,
indoctrination
I feel like a
process.
lot of Christians like they go to church when they're at the 12 thing, and then when they turn 15, they're like, I'm not going anymore, and they walk, and they say they're
Yeah,
Christian, but
but you still have those your 15 year your formative years. Really, I mean, like, you form yourself as an adult past that point, but as a child, being told, yeah, you jack off, you're going to hell. You're gonna have some, like, guilt in your body every time you do it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like those little things that are gonna hang up on you for the rest of your life. It's indoctrination. It's indoctrination.
yeah, I my
It's
view on
indoctrination regardless of the title they put in front of it. Sorry.
my view on um my view on religion is still like I haven't made my mind up on it yet.
I
I think
believe in God. I
uh,
don't believe in, like, the Jesus part. It's sketchy to me. That's sketchy. But the God part, I could believe. I could believe in a multi-universal being that controls things and, like, puts things in place. But the guy that's the embodiment of God that came down, turned water into wine, walked on water, and they got crucified and then revived 3 days later. Sorry, that's a little sketchy to me. That's a little weird. So I'm shaky on Christ, but I consider myself a Christian because I do believe in God. I do believe that this multi-universal being that is kind of like whenever something happens, I'm like, oh, thank God that happened. Oh, God bless you. Oh, God is good. When something good happens, I just say that. But
I don't. Yeah, I think I'm just superstitious. No, that's the right word. I do think there may be ghosts or something. I do think aliens
ghosts.
exist. I
Aliens do exist. Aliens
but
do exist. There is
I
life on other planets, but it's not intelligent life. We already know that. So aliens do exist. You are correct.
I used to think aliens was like superstitious. Now I just think it's science. If you, it's
Yeah,
just
it's science. It's purely science. Also, have you heard of the Great Filter theory?
yes, that's
I
so
just learned
scary,
about this.
bro. That's so scary. I hate
That's
that.
so scary, isn't
It's
it?
so
That
scary.
any being that was able to reach, like, I don't want to I mean, let's put us on a pedestal. Humans are fucking great, but any being that gets to, like, our level of intelligence
It's
creates
doomed to
weapons that are
fail.
able to destroy
Yeah,
ourselves. I definitely believe in the Great Filter. I
I
believe in the Great Filter, the Great Magnet. The Great Magnet is the God. That's really what I believe it is, like the God, the Great Magnet.
do you
The
think we're
thing that
best?
draws you to do something good, the thing that draws you to do something kind of malicious. There is a great magnet that will draw you to it at different points. It will always appear somewhere different, but you will always be drawn to do something. Like in
Do
your gut, the Great Magnet.
Do you
It'll
think we're
point you in the
past the
right
point?
direction.
Past the point of the. Do you think we're past the Great Filter or before?
We're before it. Yeah. I mean, we're on the precipice because we have atomic weapons. I mean, the whole Cold War was based on the fact that we can't actually go to war with each other anymore because we will nuke the shit out of each other and we will end all human life. That was the
Like
only reason that we had the Cold War for 40, 50 years.
the scary
And we
thing
had
is,
a stockpile of 70,000 nuclear weapons. The Russians have nuclear weapons pointed at every major city point in the United States. Like, they have one pointed at Columbus, Ohio. Of all the
bro,
bumblefuck places to point it at, Columbus, Ohio, they have one pointed at us. And it's
I
like, well, we'd be fucked. We'd be fucked.
I saw this picture of what would the world look like after the Cold War, if that actually happened. The Netherlands would be gone, not because they aimed for us, because they bombed Germany. We're just like we're just next to it. Oh shit, you know?
You get some fallout. Like, there's some
Yeah.
you get some fucky shit. You get some people coming in
But
that you may not like.
the scary thing is not even uh major countries starting wars with each other. We don't have to be scared about Russia and America starting war. We don't have to be scared of China and America starting war. We have to be scared of an the World War One effect. We have to be scared of America invading North Korea, let's say, and then China joining the side of North Korea. That's the World War One effect.
But
we don't have
really
to.
have to be, we really have to be scared of China. I mean, that's all we're
Yeah,
scared of over here is China. It's not the it's not the communist
the Red Scare.
Russian
Yeah,
scare anymore. Yeah, it's not that anymore. It's we're scared of China. But
I mean Russia is.
we have a whole last, but we're on the last page of this political compass. I want to see what we get, and then I really have to pee.
Alright.
The top of this test, if you can see it, it says, finally, a look at sex. So we're going to have some really good discussions here, Flapjack.
Oh, no.
Sex outside marriage is usually immoral.
No.
I disagree. I really disagree with this.
It's part of growing up.
Would Hitler agree with this?
Yes.
Yes, he would agree with this. Okay, cool. A same-sex couple is in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. I agree. I mean, wait, no. Yes, I agree. I agree. They should, if like the gay couple that comes into the restaurant every week, if they are excluded from child adoption, I'd be pissed off because it's like, well, they love each other. It's fine.
I agree too. I know
Hitler would strongly disagree with this.
I agree
Hitler
too.
would
I know
fucking
a
hate
lot of friends of mine would fucking crucifix me. If they heard that I would agree. I don't give a shit. I'll say my opinion.
They're faggots anyway.
You said the word.
But Hitler would strongly disagree with this because he had the pink triangles. The pink triangle is like a big thing in the gay community over here, especially. Yeah. Like one of my best friends.
It's just a Jewish star, the triangle, but with like the Jewish star on
it's
the.
Just yeah, it was just a pink triangle.
Yeah, every.
It was like, oh, he's gay. Kill him.
The Jews had the yellow star. The gays had the triangle. Political had their own. Everybody had their kind of.
Yeah, everybody had their own little like organization.
Their sign.
Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Strongly agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Strongly agree with that.
I don't know what Hitler's.
Hitler would be neutral. I feel like because we don't really know what he.
Yeah, we don't know Hitler's
pornography wasn't like a thing for them back then. I mean, they had nudie mags, but it would be like drawings and stuff.
There's also the complicated thing about this quest. How can you judge Hitler on this test when it's literally from a modern? Like the questions are modern. A lot of things are hard to answer in there because we're for example we're answering those. Economically in wartime perspectives, you know.
Exactly, we're putting our own perspective on what he would have thought, and he's nearly 100.
Yeah,
like 100 years past his time.
I would say disagree.
Yeah, what goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. Strongly fucking agree.
I think Hitler would disagree.
Me personally, Hitler would disagree, but I strongly fucking agree.
I don't give a shit what you're doing.
You don't. Yeah, no, I don't give a fuck what you're doing, but Hitler hated gay people, so.
Yep.
No one can feel naturally homosexual? Strongly disagree.
Uh,
Strongly disagree with that. You can definitely feel naturally homosexual. Are you kidding me? Do you have to consider that, Flapjack? Yes, you could definitely feel gay.
yeah,
Just like
I I
naturally.
I used to say like, no, it's the culture that makes you gay. Uh, no, you're born gay. Yeah, it's
Born
like
gay. Hitler would strongly agree with that because he said no one could feel naturally homosexual. Uh, okay, last question. We're on the last question, Flapjack. We've been at this for an hour.
yeah, I can do this in 6 seconds.
I can do this in 6 seconds. Bag of Schmidt. I took that as a challenge. I'm like, yeah, let's run this through. All of a sudden, we get on all these weird fucking topics. These days, openness about sex has gone too far.
I
I
agree.
slightly agree. Yeah, I agree with that. The
I
OnlyFans
think
shit, like I agree with
I
that.
don't give a shit
You're
about
making
OnlyFans.
you're making prostitution glamorous.
I
And I
agree.
support sex workers, like people who actually go out and do shit, but you're just preying upon men who want to spend money on you, and you're attracting a creepy audience and then hating that creepy audience because you attracted them to you. Yeah, it's kind of gone too far.
I think it's like they're obviously talking about like also if you disagree you're against education. You know, I think education is really important. Um,
Gay.
but you don't think you should be educated. I
No.
I personally agree.
I was being facetious.
I do think it goes too far sometimes. Like a 12,
It
like
does go. It easily goes too far.
a
It easily
10-year-old
goes too
doesn't
far.
need a sex ed. You know, come on.
There was this tweet. Oh my God, there was this tweet that's gone around on Twitter, and even like the super liberal people hate it.
Just
But it
let them
was
be
like,
innocent. You know.
yeah, no, it wasn't even that. It was, they should make porn specific for
Oh,
teens.
I saw that. That's
Yeah,
that's
that
bad.
tweet. I'll see if we can like find it and like post it up somewhere. But like that tweet is so ubiquitous of the left and how they see things. It's like everybody should be included, everybody should be open. And it's like, no, you're supporting child porn. You don't know what you're
I mean,
doing because you're so blinded by your opinions, but you're supporting teen porn?
I
No,
mean,
that's child
did
porn.
she literally mean
Unless you're
teens?
18, 19, that's no, because they were like, well, we need a like an entryway for porn. You're trying to talk about a gateway drug for pornography.
Also, you know,
Oh,
kids won't watch that. They will just go straight to to like the hardcore shit. You know.
yes, because I want to see MILFs with big tits. Like, yeah, that's immediately what they're gonna fucking go to. I was 16 once. All I wanted to see was the MILFs with big tits. When I was 16, it was just like, I've never seen boobies before.
Wait,
All
when
the
did you start
boobies that I've
watching?
seen.
They started watching at 16.
No,
Well, I was like 12.
make an
I'll be honest.
example.
I was like
Yeah,
12
I
when I
was
started.
like, oh my God, I was watching so much porn.
Bro, I
By
need
the
to
time I
stop.
was
I
16,
need
I
to
was
stop
watching porn
shouting.
all
My
the
parents
time.
can hear all this. Yeah, I was 12 when I started.
I was 12 when I started doing porn. What? What? That's
But
the world they want. That's the world they want you to live in. It's obviously not. It's obviously not. I get the sentiment of like you should normalize it. Yeah, porn is normal. Like being a kid and like
and don't cut
masturbating.
your dick off.
It's fucking normal. Yeah, don't cut your dick off and then troll people on the internet to thinking you actually cut your dick off when you didn't cut your dick off. Yeah, I feel like Hitler would strongly agree with this.
Agree?
Openness about sex. He would just agree. I'll take that. I'll take
Oh,
just an agree.
I read the question wrong. It's yeah, strongly agree. You should
Strongly
just
agree?
keep it
Cool.
man, woman,
All
make
right.
children. Yeah,
All right. Here we go.
here we go.
We've gone through a lot for this. We've gone through too much for this. Let's see where we stand. We tried to be Hitler.
Did we do it?
Did we do it? Oh, okay. We gotta scroll a little. We gotta scroll a little. Oh, they're showing us the basics of the political compass.
Okay.
We gotta scroll. Here we are. Oh no, it's just showing us where other governments lie. We gotta scroll a bit
Wait, why is
more.
Switzerland so right? I thought they were liberal.
No, Switzerland is very much a protectionist country.
Well,
Very
the
conservative
economically,
protectionist country.
okay, yeah.
Your political compass. Oh, wow.
What?
Look at us. That's exactly where I thought we would be. That's exactly where I thought we would be.
This is Hitler.
I think we did it. This is Hitler.
But if you look at what they think Hitler is, it's on the
Hitler's top right. Like,
yeah.
top right all the way.
This
But
is more
that's
close to
Hitler.
this is more close to Stalin, I think. What they think Stalin is, again.
Yeah, what they think Stalin is, but like this was Hitler because Hitler was a nationalist, Hitler was a racist, but he wanted the best for the people that he deemed worthy. So, I feel like this is where he would really lie.
I'm surprised this chat test doesn't say when you go down and you're on the right, you're a piece of shit human being. Just change your opinions.
This is communism. This is where a lot of people like who think they're communists. This is where a lot of people like really lie is like top left because they want the government to control everything and like be able to subsidize all their fucking wages and shit.
Hitler was he's in political compass inside of political compass.
Most definitely. Does it show like where?
I think if you scroll down a little bit more.
I did scroll down. They do have one. I'll see if I can find it. I'll find it on another screen and then I'll put it up because I want to see Hitler.
Damn, that was fun as fuck.
That was really fun. I feel like we got a lot of good discussion.
If somebody watched this full video, they know our political standpoints exactly.
They really do. They really, really do. Okay, we got a Reddit post. I feel like this is fucking accurate. Oh no! I'll put it up. I'll put it up.
I have it on your screen.
There we go. There we go. That's where they think Hitler lies.
It's at least not top right, I guess.
Oh yeah, very, very authoritative. Let's see what they say. I feel like his conservative value should be -15. What does that mean? What does that fucking mean?
Yeah, just talking fucking coordinates, fucking.
Yeah, no, that's the political compass memes chat is really funny, but the actual political compass subreddit is just cancer. It's just cancer.
I keep forgetting to change our name. We're still on episode 3. God damn it! Let me change.
We're episode 4.
I'm such an amateur. What the fuck?
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Episode cuatro.
Cuatro.
All right. I'm gonna pee real quick. I'm gonna get some more ice. I'm gonna take a little break. We're gonna keep Hitler's political compass up so you guys can see it. And actually, we're gonna put Hitler's real political compass up.
Yeah, the real one.
So you can see it. And I'll be right back. Okay?
I'll vamp.
Yeah, just vamp, monologue, do whatever the fuck you want.